Hey, Bargain Boondocker here. We got one of these carpet mat thingies you put on your step, and it keeps the dirt from going into your camper and things. But we have one problem with it. When you're coming out and you step on it, it tends to want to slide, wants to roll out from under your feet. I can't show you from sitting down, but we put this on just before our last trip, and my 17-year-old son was coming out the door, and you step on this outer edge out here and it rolled away from him, and so he ended up falling. So what I'm going to do, and I figured, let's do it, look at it this way. The reason it's rolling is because it's just against this metal, and it's just smooth metal. There's little hiccup bumps on there, but what I want to do is, because that's slick under there, I went down to Home Depot and I picked up one of these. It's a this is hard to do with one hand. It's a sticky backed grippy stuff. It's reflective tread, it's called. It's for putting on steps like in your house or whatever, to give you a little more traction. And obviously it's too big for this width wise, but I'm going to cut a strip off, and I'm going to put it on this outer edge of the step underneath this here, so that when you step on that, you're pinching that carpet into that rough sandpaper type texture that will lock it in place and keep it from moving. And we have the springs on this thing as tight as they'll go, and it still wants to roll whenever you put your weight on it and you're coming out. So, and since I'm doing this one-handed, I'm going to have to show you as the steps are done. So first I'm going to take this carpet off, and then I got some grease and wax remover I'm going to use to clean up the step real good before I apply that. Okay, so I took the carpet off, and I've gone over it now with the wax and grease remover several times, and it was pretty bad. I couldn't believe it. But now we have this surface here. Make sure I get everything off. And I don't know how well this is going to stay if I do a full strip here, across this piece, and then a full strip across that piece, because the instructions on the back of the strip tell you to, if you've got a gap like that, a grout line, to cut it in two and separate it on each side of the grout line. That way you don't get dirt working up under it and starting to work it loose. But with these bumps, which are supposed to be for tread, I don't know how well it will stay if it has to work around those. And I thought about just putting around this far outer edge. I don't know how well that will stay. So I'm going to go with the full thing, I think. See, you get to do this, figure it out with me, because it's not something I've done before. So let's get our strip out here and our razor knife and see what we can do about covering at least this outer half. Okay, so I put it on there, and with the strip that I cut off that was left over, put it on the back half. And this would be good for when you have that carpet on there, but then there's also the added advantage. If your carpet goes bad or you want to take it off, you still have this underneath to step on as you get in and out. So that will be very safe. It'll be a lot safer than just a wet metal step, because some days, you're coming out and it's been raining, and that's not a good thing. So, I think it was less than $8. Got that on there. I need to trim that right there just a little bit more, and then I'll put the carpet back on and see how it works. Let's see. I got the cover back. Now here's the deal. An unintended consequence, I guess, or side note. If you don't put the carpet on straight to begin with, it's very hard to slide it to where it's centered on your step. But I can stand on the outer edge of it with all my great weight, and it won't move. And coming back out, stepping on the outer edge, it doesn't roll. So that does it up real nice. It's safe. And I know some people will want to say, well, why didn't you just, put a screw through each side of it, tie it down? Which, I can do that. It will work. But at the same time, anytime you penetrate the metal, you make a spot where rust could start, and then you could end up with, you know, rusting on your step, and your step gets weaker and you got to replace it someday. This is the original step. It's been on here now 40 years. It hasn't started in with all that rusting yet, and I don't want to start. So, you know, it's just a simple fix, less than $8. Makes your carpet stay put and won't roll on you. Now I just got to line it up where I want it. And like I said, you know, if you take it off eventually, you still have that, the sticky, grippy stuff to step on. Plus you have the little yellow line that's reflective, so you can see it in the dark. So I hope you enjoyed this. You know, comment below or subscribe, like, things like that. Appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video.